Hello, everybody. I'm
Hello.
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 And I'm checking in from a little bit of an island here on an island off the coast of Denmark called Fanø. And everybody, if you understand Denmark, it's only like, you go 3 hours and you're off the other end of Denmark. Where Pete, he's actually on the other end of Denmark. So I'm on the one end and he's on the other. And I just want to tell you a little bit before I bring Pete in here. Pete is a director in Zinzino. He's been with the company from before I got started, and I've been in for 8 years as of yesterday. And so he's been with the company pretty much from the start. And I want you to hear a little bit about his story and the things that he's been learning. And actually some of the fun things in regards to how, we already talked a little bit before here today. So it was kind of fun to have a little bit of talk about like what it means to continue to build this business. So thank you, Pete, for taking the time to come on and talk to the team.
That's an honor.
We really appreciate it. And it's fun to hear the stories of you and when you got started. So can you tell a little bit about how you got started and in a short version of your story in Zinzino?
Yeah, but it's many years ago, and it's from the coffee time. Am I on?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm in Zinzino from the coffee time. And actually, we loved not having supplements because then we didn't have to talk about health and stuff like that. And in the beginning, I got a little concerned that we got these balance oils and stuff like that. But then when I saw the test, and it dawned on me that we can test how healthy people are, I really fell in love with the products. And from then on, it went much faster than in the coffee time, actually.
But when you got started, you were sponsored by Peter Sorensen, who is now my ambassador, and that's pretty much from the beginning of the start of Zinzino.
I think it was about 1 year after the start.
Yeah,
and actually, Peter, he did not a very good job at presenting to me because I couldn't see the big picture, and I said no. But he was very good. He was very good at following up. And about maybe 10 months later, he told me that Örjan was coming to town if I wanted to meet him.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, I would love to. And between...
So you weren't interested in the business at the time, and you said no. But because you followed up and he had a reason of you coming and meeting the founder, you wanted to do that. Okay.
Yeah. Peter actually told me that Örjan was a great speaker. And since that's my business, speaking to people, I would love to meet him.
That was almost like back then of finding a need. You want to hear from a great speaker, because why don't you tell a little bit about what you do for your daily life?
Yeah, I'm doing classes in coaching, and I certify and train people in the business of coaching, and I've been doing that for many, many years. And actually, when I got started with Zinzino, I dreamt about having a little extra in the month where I didn't have income from my classes. And by now, the income from the classes are sort of second income.
Okay.
So the picture have changed.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, I get that.
But the funny thing is actually that when Peter booked the meeting with me and told me about Örjan, it took like 2 days in order to meet him. And in those 2 days, I changed my mind. I knew from the beginning of the meeting with Örjan that if he asked me to become a partner, I would say yes.
Okay, so
and he did.
There again, it's a relationship business. So you understood Örjan, he talked to you, it made sense to you, and you would sign up because of him.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So you ended up signing up in the business.
Yeah. And I And I made like 12 partners very quickly, but I couldn't get started with the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got a little concerned that is it possible to sell those espresso machines that we have?
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, after 3 months, I got my first customer. I said, yes, I can sell it.
Okay, so it took you 3 months. Now, I
To
just
make my first customer.
somebody was asking here if, like, with coaching, I mean, a basketball coach or a life coach or a health coach, or what kind of coach?
Yeah, we can call it a kind of life coach, but actually I certify people in coaching, so I have the classes. I don't coach very much myself anymore because I coach my partners instead now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's actually you're coaching life coach. You're doing training for life coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my business.
And so after 3 months, you got your first customer. Now, actually, a lot of people, you know, they're giving up in the first 3 months if they're not making a lot of money or figuring, you know, they're kind of thinking they have to get in this a long time.
Yeah. But I had met some partners already at that point.
Okay.
I just got concerned. Will I be able to also do the customer part?
Mm.
And I remember my first customer. Her name was Penella, and she stayed a coffee customer for 10 years.
Okay.
Very loyal.
Love that. Well, okay, so you've been in for a long time. And I know one of the things that I wrote that I wanted people to hear from you is that you had said something to the respect of that you need to keep on keeping on in the business.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing to, I call it to stay to payday.
Stay to payday. Okay.
Yeah. And we actually doesn't, I gotta have this a little up. We don't know when it's payday for real. So would it be okay if I share a few numbers?
Sure.
Because I gave my other team this training some month ago, and actually the numbers surprised me a lot. Because, yeah?
Yeah, we would love to hear it.
Okay. So I calculated very profoundly. So when I became a diamond, and actually I count my starting date from the date we get the health concepts, the balance oil and the extend, because the coffee time was a little hard to work with, I would say, because it's a luxury thing where the health supplements are a necessity. Mm-hmm. It goes much more for the heart of people when we talk about health than coffee does. Mm-hmm. So actually, I had some kind of restart when we got the balance oil, mm-hmm. And I love it. I drink it every day. Well, the numbers are like this. When I got diamond, I calculated that I had an income of, I have to have the numbers here, 1.1 million Danish crowns. Mm-hmm. It's $167,000. Mm-hmm. I have held like 500 meetings at that point in time, 500 short presentations. I have made a number of partners, of course, from 500 meetings. But what I found was very, very interesting is that my salary per meeting was 2,200 Danish crowns, which is $335 per meeting. And I calculate one meeting, 1 hour. Mm-hmm. So if I ask out in the open space where we are now, would you like to have a job earning $335 an hour? Please do like this if that sounds as a great hourly pay. I think it does. Because, you know, the funny part of this is that out of those 500 meetings, most people actually said no. Or no for now, or later, or some kind of No, most of them didn't sign up for Zinzino. But the numbers are including all the no's too. So when I sit there doing a short presentation and people tell me no, I think, cool, I just made $335. So around 500 meetings throughout, and a couple of some years, like 5 or 6 years, and earning $335 per meeting, whether people said no or they said yes. When I calculated those numbers, I sort of dropped my jaws because they are pretty good numbers. When I went from diamond to director, in that period, I earned 2.2 million Danish crowns, which is $335,000 in those years from diamond to director.
And how many years did it take you to do that, Pete?
4 years.
4 years to do that. Now, how many years did it take you that you calculated to be diamond?
It took me 6 years.
Okay. So
but that's including the coffee time.
Right. But I want people to realize that it takes time.
Yeah.
I like that.
So the first 6 years to diamond, I earned $335 per meeting. People said no. Yeah. And for director, I earned $560 per meeting. So the 4 years that went from diamond to director, I made $560 per meeting, which is in Danish kroner 3,700, which is approximately the salary that a lawyer gets per hour in Denmark. Mm-hmm. I like those numbers very much, and I got really happy when I saw it, because those numbers include all the no's, all the people who said no to me too. And if I could shorten it down and say this is only for the yeses, it would be much, much higher amount that I earned in those years. And if we are averaging the first 10 years, which is diamond and director combined, I made 3,320,000 Danish crowns, which is $505,000 in those 10 years. And this is a part-time. This is a part-time business. And averaging $504 per meeting. Mm-hmm. 1,100 people. Most of them said no. But every time somebody said no to me, I earned $504. I love no's.
I love that analogy. I love the story, Pete.
Yeah. Very, of course, the most of the money came in, not in the first year or the second year, but in maybe 4th, 5th, and 6th years, and 7 and 8. So very, very important thing is that actually, if we calculate it years later, we are earning money from the beginning in Zinzino, and actually a lot of money, but we have to stay to payday. That's very, very important. So never give up. You have to stay to payday.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Stay till payday.
Yeah.
But I think it's so key, because if people understood that, you know, some people work for 6 months or for a year or 2 years and give up.
Yeah.
And it's in the long run, it's just you need to stay in the race.
Yeah. Stay in the race. And keep doing the meetings, and know that you are actually earning a lot of meetings for people saying no to you and saying yes. And if you 10 years later you calculate all the meetings, you have a great salary.
So I think that'd be a good thing for people who get started to watch this, and then start keeping the numbers, start doing the meetings, and keep track of their numbers, because you know, I think that Zinzino has changed so much that it's the difference for your 10 years is going to be very different from somebody else's 10 years who starts today, because Zinzino is a lot different today. Wouldn't you say that things are a lot different today, Pete?
I would say very much it's much more complete. And actually, Carla, went to Crown in like 6 years.
Yep.
Isn't it true?
5 years.
So if you someday want to calculate your numbers, they will be better than this, much better, probably.
But I think actually the difference is you were doing yours part-time. After a year and a half, I was doing mine full-time. And really it's he who does the most meetings wins. So I think I just did my meetings. What you have done in 10 years, I just did mine in 5 years or 4 years.
Actually, that's my next suggestion, because when I tell you that from Diamond, I used, until I got Diamond, I did 500 meetings. And that took me 6 years. That's not very much. You can do much. You can do those 500 meetings in 2 years. Mm-hmm. And get the same or even better results, because this is in the coffee time. Mm-hmm. And we had a lot of demonstrations of coffee machines where people didn't buy anything. And I can't actually remember a health demonstration of our products where people didn't buy. I can't remember anything like that. Last Monday, I went to a presentation with a new partner, and they were 2 parents and 2 young teens. And they made 4 subscriptions for oil, and it's Balance, Oil, and Extend. And actually, that's much more easy when we do the health stuff than in the coffee time. So I think you should shorten those numbers, shorten those times. Doesn't have to take 6 years to make 500 meetings. It could be 3 or maybe 2 years, like you did.
Yeah. It's a numbers game, and you just have to continue doing the numbers, and in the long run, it works. And people just have to realize you need to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, and realize that actually you are putting money in the bank, even from the first meeting you ever do. You're putting money in the bank, but if you doesn't stay to payday, the money goes to the bank. So
that sure makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I really like those numbers, and I really like the story of you, because you're the story of it, and that you are doing this on the side. You still have your business, you're still teaching, you're still coaching, and so this is your side business. So it's not, you don't have the same amount of time with it, but yet the income wise, this has become a better income.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. This is my side business, but it's my main income. That's the best.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, but I still love doing the teachings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to continue with it. But now it's a choice. I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah. You can do what you want to. You can follow the passion you have in the time. And you're the one who sets the dates for those things too.
Yeah.
That's quite fun, Pete.
Yeah. So the important thing is that the salary, the numbers I have mentioned, also goes for the no's. Mm-hmm. And when people realize that you get paid to get a no, the no's doesn't seem so hard to get, because a salary, I don't actually know the level of hourly pay in the US, but I think in Denmark, for instance, $335 per hour is a very good pay. And when it comes from jumping from Diamond to Director, and it goes up above $500 an hour, it's a very good pay. And to have people shaking their head and telling you no, I love that part of it.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Mm-hmm. So go for no.
Go for the no. That's a great lesson to be learned today, is go for the no. And actually, right now they have so many things going on. All these campaigns, Pete. Have you ever had a time where they've had this many campaigns?
No, it's great. And most of our team are going for it.
There's so many things that people can run for between the 200% campaign and the different sponsor recruiting campaigns and free products campaign. I mean, there's so many things people can be doing this month right now. And not only that, I want to remind people that the guy who sold this for Pete He's actually going to be at our kickoff in January in Minnesota. And the fun thing is in the month of November, just this month, you can buy a kickoff ticket in your back office and have a kickoff ticket for free. You didn't know that now, did you, Pete?
Mm-mm. But I'm not going to Minnesota in January.
Yeah. Not a lot of people want to do that. But when
I would do it if I was there.
What's that?
If I lived in Minnesota, I would be there.
Yes. And everybody should be there.
And it's a necessity.
And invite somebody to come with. That's why you can buy an extra ticket, bring a guest, find somebody who you want to bring, show them the business and do what what Peter did for Pete. Would you like to meet the founder of the company? Let's set aside a time on Saturday, the 26th of January for the kickoff event. And maybe they will be your Pete. Maybe they will be Diamond and Director in the next 10 years or sooner because you decided to invite them along. You never know, right, Pete?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And even if a few of them says no, well, you still can cash in like $500.
Woohoo!
So go for it.
I love it. Okay, well, we're going to just open up here. And does anybody have a comment to what Pete said or any questions? Maybe they have a question of the different things. You can just unmute yourselves. Oh, there you go.
Hey, Pete.
Hello, Jeff. Hello, Donna.
How you doing? Long time no see.
Yeah, but we will meet in Bali.
Okay, so my question is, we got the holidays coming up, and if a person's in a slump and stuff and going, into December and stuff, give us some words of wisdom on how to overcome and keep moving forward.
In the holiday time.
Yeah, coming into the holiday season and stuff.
Well, I actually see it as a great opportunity because we are meeting a lot of people in the holiday time. I mean, I'm going for a lot of, we call them Christmas dinners. And it's a great time to meet people and connect with new people and actually just dropping a word. I will never present the business or the products at a dinner, but I will drop a word here and there and connect with people and invite them for a presentation very shortly after. So we are going to, I don't know the traditions in the US, but here we have a lot of family gathering and friends gathering in the Christmas, and why not talk to people about it? They are there anyway.
Yep.
So if we see it as an opportunity to talk to people, we will find a way to do that. But if we see it as an opportunity not to talk to people or thinking that people are busy or something like that, we'll probably stop ourselves instead. But we don't need to do a presentation. We just have to sort of tease them with a little seed and then invite them later.
Good information. Thank you.
Thank you. That's what I'm going to do.
I would say that yesterday was the 8th anniversary of JP and I signing the contract to start Zinzino yesterday. So we started at this time and we became Fast Silver, and it wasn't until a year after that somebody said, yes, it can be harder to work in the holidays, and we thought, what? So it really is a mindset because, it's just about getting out there. This is a perfect time to start, especially right now. People that start today, we've had people that are doing, getting their 8 points in for 200% and having that ECB. So, a lot of people do that in a few days. They can still do that this month. So you can still sign somebody up this month and they can actually get a 200%. And people are excited when they sign up. And as long as we know, don't try to sell at your Christmas parties. and meeting with your gathering, but people talk about it and set up other meetings. You can still have your past silver and get your bonuses.
But actually, Carla, have you thought about that? If we are just starting now as a new partner, and you get your 8 points and you get 200% ECB, how easy it is to become fast silver?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's almost like cheating.
It kind of feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really is a benefit.
It is. And we should take advantage of it.
Yeah.
In this time. It's a
Hi,
Christmas.
Pete. It's Terry Usher, and I'm driving from Midland back to Dallas, and I'm listening, and I want to talk with you about when you made the comment that you don't mind getting a no.
Mm-mm.
So when you get that no, can you kind of share how you turn that next one into a yes? Do you take your no and grow with it and learn to say something different, or what can you kind of help me with getting a no and then relishing it and loving that no and then turning it into a yes?
I think there's an average to everything. And I think with a very good following up, we can turn most of the no's into maybes, and then from maybes into yeses.
Okay.
But actually, I have always been very unemotional about both the yeses and the nos. So to me, it's like going into a store and looking at price tags. And on some of the price tags, it's a yes, and on some of it, it's a no. And the one who says yes, I just go to the cash register and pay for and go home. But I'm not very emotional about the yeses, and I'm not very emotional about the nos. So I see it as a kind of average, and I just I enjoy very much meeting with people, and very often I get surprised when they say no. Oh, you mean that? Because I think it's a great business for you, and I make a little fun out of it, and then I say, okay, let's talk about it in 2 or 3 months, and I just leave them there. I think we are sitting with the cookies. And actually, it's not me missing out of something when I get a no. It's the other person, because I'm the one who have the values. I'm the one who have the opportunity they actually need, but they don't know it yet. So my mindset is like this. I'm sitting on the gold mine, and I'm sharing the opportunity to take your pick at this gold mine. And if somebody says no to me, it doesn't really get to me, because I see a greater pictures with a lot of meeting, and then I calculate the average. And the numbers I have shared with you today is like when I saw these numbers myself, because I didn't know they were so good, that helped a lot to see that I was earning a pretty good salary for a no. So that drove me to do more meetings to make more money, actually. I still get the same amount of no's, but of course, when I do more meetings, I get more yeses. Mm-hmm. So it's a mindset thing where you can look at the average and say, in my business, maybe like 10 to 15% says yes in the first meeting. But if I can bring them to a second look, we go up to 30%. And can I bring them to a business presentation? We are between 40 and 50%. And can I bring them to another business presentation or to meet Peter or Michael? We are like 60 or 70%. So what I actually do, the no doesn't really get to my heart. What I do is I try to arrange a new meeting and a new meeting and a new meeting and a new meeting. And I actually believe that the system will do the job that I can't do as a person.
That's really powerful, because so many people in the team, we take it personally, and we get a little down when we get these no's. And a lot of people actually quit because of the no's. And it really is about putting people into the system, mm-hmm. and not trying to say yes or no for them. but letting them go at their time. Our job is just to follow up until it is their time without actually pushing about it.
And actually, Carla, when we are sitting there, I do a lot of cafe meetings where we present the business. And I have spent a cafe latte on them to $2, but I get paid over $500 for the meeting. If they say no to that, who's the winner?
I like that. Yeah. You still made out like a man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I hope this is helpful.
Pete, I love hearing you talk about the fact that, you know, you don't get started right away. It took a little bit longer to get your first customer and stuff, because I think back to the same point that Carla was making too, is we have a lot of new people who maybe the first week or two don't get a lot of yeses and they get discouraged quickly. And I think that if they just hang on and realize that it isn't numbers, they've just got to talk to more people and not just get discouraged right away, that they will make it in the long run. So I like hearing that.
Yeah. But I actually, this young guy, I went to a meeting last Monday where we made 4 customers in one meeting, and they all took both oil and extend at the same time. Actually, now he's a little afraid because he's afraid that he can't do it again. So I told him that let's go out and have a meeting without any customers, so you can see it goes both ways, so you can relax again. So it's very much a mindset thing, all what we are doing. But if we can understand that we are making money and we are actually we're getting very well paid for people telling us no, I think it's hilarious. I can't stop laughing from that.
So short presentations, and more of them, the higher the paycheck. So we just need to get out there and do the short presentations. But if people aren't doing the short presentations, they're kind of going to miss out on those paychecks. So I think it's a big key. Doing the presentations, and putting people into the system.
You should count the presentation and just write $500 out of each one. And then stay to payday.
Yeah, you could even write yourself out a check.
Yeah.
At the end of 5 years.
Sure.
And see if it works. And I think people are going to be surprised, because I think it'll go even faster and have higher numbers in the long run now with the way Encino is.
I'm definitely not the fastest person in Encino. I'm more like the turtle.
But the turtle will win the races. And actually, that's what's getting kind of fun. Your business has been growing and growing and growing.
Yes, and it still is.
As a part-time business, and $500 an hour, that's a good wage you've got going there, Pete.
Yeah. And it's not that I'm satisfied. I'm working for much more, but I can see it coming. Mm-hmm. And you should see it coming too, all of you. Because it is. And it's coming fast, soon.
Awesome. Well, we're going to leave it with that final note. It is coming fast, and it is coming soon, and it is up to us. And let's finish this month really strong as we're coming into December with all these campaigns. And it's up to us, right, Pete?
Yes, it's up to us. And stay to payday.
Stay to payday. That's what I'm going to call this webcast. Let's make sure we tag everybody in our team. They need to see the stay to payday. Pete, we thank you so much for your time. We got to have you on more often. This was great. Fantastic information. We saw a lot of people making notes. So thank you for your time. We appreciate it. And
thank you for you want to have me.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'll unmute everybody. Thank you so much to Pete.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Pete.